You know, life is funny. I was raised for the first 7 years with my great grandmother. Yes, not my parents, with my great grandmother. So, of course, first years of your life, you always think that's your mother. But I was raised knowing that she was my great grandmother and not my mom. But then within myself, I think I believe I always will consider her to be my mom. Sorry to say it. And I do have my mom that's alive. This morning we have school day. Everybody's going to school. So there's a school bus. And all the parents bringing their children to school. Anyhow, my dad-in-law has dementia, early signs of dementia. And so my great-grandmother had dementia. She's the very first one who I experienced that with. And I just remember growing up with my grandmother just always like being my mom, taking care of me, getting me ready for school, to take baths, just getting me ready for the day, making me breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever mom does, clean up after you, make sure you have clean linen and just to let you have fun because you had to remember, this is the first 7 years of my life, so I'm a small child. I don't have that much responsibilities yet. And so, and I never had a problem with her. And then years later, like 7 years, I was raised with my great grandmother for 7 years. Then after that, the next 7 years were with my parents, which really like terrible because like they didn't weed us into the transport. Gonna be living with her away from us in a different house, or I don't know. That's how I just would expect an explanation. Just not one day. Oh yes, your mom's in town. Now you guys go live with her in another house right away. The same thing. We're like, what the frick? It's just I'm not the only child. I have my older brother too, and so she's just a year older than me. But to me that was a shock. And then I would talk to her on the phone once in a while. My mom would talk, hello, how are you? But yes, a young child, not really paying that much attention. And then just years later when I got married at a really young age, and then going back to visit my great-grandma again, and knowing that she had all these illnesses already because she was a diabetic, she didn't take care of herself. I wouldn't be truthful. She could have, but and you're stuck to that Mexican diet. You're just stuck to it. And so, yeah, she had her legs amputated in different times, but very hard of hearing, and she couldn't see, and she refused to use hearing aids. And so supposedly they had this big large cone that we had to yell. You had to yell into the cone for her to hear you. And if you yelled hard enough, she would hear you. And I'm not kidding you. And she just refused to use those hearing aids. And so sometimes I would just like to test her and just talk very softly in different tones. And I guess she would notice me moving my lips, and she would say, I don't know what you're saying. So you're just wasting your time if you're trying to tell me something. You got something there. And so then I'd say, okay, that's true, she can't hear. But just the stuff that she told me really stuck to my heart, because she said, because she didn't have to shout at you. You just had to shout at her because she couldn't hear you. And my father-in-law's that way too. Sometimes he refuses to use those hearing aids, so you have to shout at him. And I hate doing that sometimes. I feel guilty. But I just got to put my mom, because my mom has a very loud, deep voice. So I put my mom in I put myself in my mom's position. And I just talk like my mom. My mom's part Texan too. So I have to shout at my dad, and I don't like that. And so I had to do that to my grandma, and I didn't like that too. But if there was something important that I wanted her to hear, I shouted. Yes, I shouted clearly. Well, going back to, she had this little green radio, and she says, even though you and your brother are far away and you live with your mom, even if she took you guys far away from me, because I have this little green radio, and it's on the KIST station. That's the Santa Barbara station. And that's the local and the main station. So if anything ever happens to you guys, I can hear through the radio if anything happens to you guys. And she goes, because that's the first thing where they put all of the news. So I remember those words. I don't remember responding to her. I just remember looking at the radio. Oh, you scared me. Good morning. I thought you guys were the dogs. Oh, they're out. They're going to attack me. Have a good day. God bless you. Oh my goodness, me, my nerves, my anxiety. Those dogs are always barking at me, but I ignore them. But people surprised me today. But they were people. Anyhow, getting back. So she had that little green radio, KISD station. And she says, I never worry about you guys because if anything happens to you guys, I know I will hear through it first of all in the radio, if not from your parents, or not from the school either, but from the radio. And so I thought that was cute. Even though she couldn't hear, but she had the radio. Oh, yeah, you know how she could hear because they had the earplugs. The earplugs right there. She did use a earplug, but she didn't want to use the main earplug. Okay, Granny. Well, anyway, I don't know. I just wanted to share that story because I'm experiencing things like that with my dad now at the home. So this is going to be really, it's really my third experience now that I'm actually, because my husband had a little bit of it, but he had it in a different way. My husband, he only lived, we were married 31 years, married at a really young age. He passed at 50 due to, liver cirrhosis. And you know where that story leads. But he went through his dementia stage 2. He never forgot me. He would confuse his daughter, which lived with us, thinking she was the waitress sometimes. And when we were in the kitchen, we were at a restaurant, and he would want me to sneak some bread because he had sneaked the other bread and just ask for more bread so we could sneak more bread home. So, and then other times when we were just sitting down and relaxing, my daughter was the maid, or the housekeeper, he would call her at times. My grandson, one time we had to send him home because my husband thought that he was a strange kid that just walked in. And maybe he was homeless and he was lost and he didn't know where his mom was, so he wanted me to call 911. Call the police station, report him, and let them know so they can come pick him up. And my husband really thought this. So I just pretended, but I was really calling my son. And my son came to pick him up. My grandson didn't come over for a couple of times. I think he was about 8 years old. My grandson was 8 years old, so he thought that was really, really creepy for him. It would be really creepy for me, too. So, then he came back. And they got together, and my other grandchildren too, they got together. And after that, I didn't think he has a memory problem without my grandchildren. He knew who they were all because they were spending more time with him. And my husband loved that, and he loved to talk to them, and he liked to joke around with them, and and they have beautiful memories with their grandfather. And so I'm so happy that their grandfather could leave them with beautiful, funny memories, and that's important. Their memories that they have left of their grandfather, and if they were the last memories, they weren't sad. They were all comfortable, and they were happy because they were able to spend that time and know that their grandfather was ready to go, and they were at peace, and they were with him, seeing him in different levels. And hello, just a minute. I don't know if they're going to talk to me or no. Or they're waiting for me to come in. I'll wait. I don't know. Hi, Lucia, calm down. That's because the car stops not for you. Anyway, this cherry pie is going to toodaloop away. And I just wanted to tell that small story of my great-grandma. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to hit it. But that's why I'm making videos. I want to go in peace and see that lady that I'm not going to recognize. Cherry pie blessings. Toodaloop, my Fruit Loops. And take care. Eat well and exercise. And go out and have some fun. And yeah, our body gets old, but not our spirit. Inside of us, we are always young. We always stay at that special age. Toodaloop. Because I'm loving you.